Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel DIVYA Singhi Social Lab. So class 10 students, your wait is over. So today is our first class for the chapter Resources and Development. So students, what I have done here is I have divided the chapter into 3 parts. Okay, so today today is the first part we are going to discuss, and in the next 2 videos we are going to discuss the second and the third part. Okay, so now quickly I'll give you overview, like in which part what you'll get, right? So now I'm sharing my screen with all of you. Okay, just 1 second. I hope my screen is visible to all of you children. Okay, so now I'm taking you quickly to the chapter overview. So this is our chapter Resources and Development, and we are going to do part 1 today. Okay, children. Now you all can see here the chapter overview. So children, in part 1, we are going to study about resource definition and types of resources. In the part 2, which is the next video, we are going to study about resource planning and land resources. And in the third part, we are going to understand about soil, types of soil, soil erosion and conservation. So today's session is about resource definition and types of resources. I hope I'm clear with it. Okay. So now let's start. First, let's start with the definition of resource. Children, everything available in our environment which satisfy our need, that is called resource. Very simple definition. Everything available in our environment which satisfy our need. Like children, I'll give you some examples like air, sunlight, water. Everything is so important for us. They all satisfy our need. So that is why they are called resource. But children, there is a twist. Now, what is the twist? This definition is not complete. I gave you one definition, but the twist is this definition is not complete. So now I'll take you exactly to the exact definition. Okay, what is resource? So that was the basic thing you got to know, like everything available in our environment which satisfy our need. But that's half definition. Okay, basic. Now I'll take you exactly what resource is. So I'm sharing my screen, children. Okay. I hope everyone can see the screen. Now you can see the definition here. All things available in our environment that can satisfy human needs. Children, this is the half definition which I just now told you, right? That and are technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. These are the keywords added in the definition. So you need to understand what are these 3 keywords added to the definition, right? So I'll tell you, children. First word, what it is telling, technologically accessible. Children, I'll start giving you with one example. Okay, suppose children, now you take example of gold. Where is gold available? Gold will be available in mines. So children, technologically accessible means, children, see, if gold is there in mine, you, in order to extract gold, you need some technology, right? Automatically it will not come to you, right? So definitely you have to understand this thing, that in order to extract the gold, we need some technology. Okay, so that is why a resource is technologically accessible, means a resource becomes resource when technology is added to it, right? Now the second term, what it is, economically feasible. Children, now I'll give you again the same example, will continue. Now suppose you have spent 1 crore rupees in extraction of the gold. Okay, but you got to know that there is a mine and you're going to extract gold worth rupees, like you have spent 1 crore on the extraction. But children, after the extraction, you got to know that the gold value is just 1 lakh. So how much loss you are having? So will it be economically feasible? No, because you have spent 1 crore in the extraction, and only 1 lakh gold, 1 lakh worth gold you got. So children, that's not economically feasible. So anything, in order to become a resource, it has to be economically feasible as well. Now the third terminology is culturally acceptable. Children, now as culturally acceptable means the society in which we live, they should accept it. Now children, gold has a value, okay, and our society has given value to it. Now gold is used for making jewelries, right? So gold has value. So something which adds value to the society is called culturally acceptable. So when all these three things, like technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, is added, that time anything becomes a resource. I hope you all are clear with the definition. And children, what here you can see in the slide also, resource are not only the gift of nature, they arise from human activities. So human beings are the main component of resource, right? You understood, children? I hope there is no doubt. Okay, and just now I explained you about technologically accessible and culturally acceptable as well. So I hope I am very clear with the definition of resource. Now let's move to the next part. Children, the definition of physical environment. Children, very important thing, when human beings interact with the nature through technology, they create an institution which accelerate economic development. Okay, children, see, you can see here one flow chart. When human beings interact with nature through technology, they create an institution which will accelerate economic development of the country. Okay, so that's the definition of physical environment. Okay, I hope everything is clear, children. Okay, so children, if sometime anything is not clear, you can please write in the comment box as well. Okay, now next part, children, types of resources. Okay, so what are the different types of resources we have? We are going to understand in detail about each resources. Okay, now children, on the basis of origin, we have two main types of resources, biotic and abiotic. Children, biotic and abiotic. Children, sometimes what happens in the exam, children, if the examiner asks the question on the basis of origin, which kind of resources we have, many students don't realize it. So children, before studying the resources, you should know what kind of resources we are studying. So here, biotic and abiotic are the resources on the basis of origin. So children, now first is biotic resources. Children, biotic means living things. All things which are living, okay, obtained from the biosphere, all the living matter, they are biotic resources. Like children, animal, bird, fish, human being, forest, all have some life in it. So they are biotic resources. Children, many times I have heard my students getting confused about fossil fuel, which category it will fall. So students always remember fossil fuels are part of biotic resources. Now children, abiotic. Abiotic is the opposite of biotic, means non-living things. All the non-living things are abiotic. The example of abiotics are anything, children, land, air, gold, iron, copper, they are all non-living things. So all the non-living things like table, chair, anything, they are all abiotic resources. So I hope you are clear on the basis of origin which resources we have. Now the next category. Children, now the next category is on the basis of exhaustibility. So children, on the basis of exhaustibility, we have two, again, very important resources, renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Okay, again, I'm repeating, on the basis of exhaustibility. Children, we have resources renewable and non-renewable. So what is renewable? Children, renewable means once, even if it gets over, it can be renewed. Okay, it can be obtained year after year. Even if the resource gets over, it can be obtained year after year, like water, agriculture, fish, trees. They are all example of renewable. Now, non-renewable means once they are finished, We cannot renew them. We cannot regenerate them, children, right? So like coal, mineral oil, iron ore. So once they are finished, once they are over, we cannot renew them. That is why we have to use them in a very judicious manner. We have to plan it and use so that the shortage should not come, right? So next is classification on the basis of ownership. Children, ownership, you remember. So there are 4 different kind of resources under the category ownership. So first is individual resources. Children, individual resources mean privately owned. Suppose if someone owns a farm, someone owns a plot, someone owns a house. So all these resources which are owned individually, they are individual resources, or you can say the resources which are owned privately. Okay, like house, own plot, own farmland, they are all individual resources. Now community owned resources means which is owned by a proper full community. Children, these community owned resources means the resources which are owned by full community, like public parks, village ponds, playgrounds. So owned by community, they are the resources known as community owned resources. Again, example, children, village ponds, public parks, playground, etc. Now, children, I have observed many students getting confused in these 2 resources, national resources and international resources. Children, first I'll read the definition with you. Then I'll take you to one diagram. I have prepared one diagram with you for you so that you all can understand these 2 concepts better. National resources, children, or technically, children, all the resources belong to nation. Like I give you example, if you are building a house, okay, it's individual resource, but it is a part of a country, right? It is a part of country. If suppose I told in community owned resources, playgrounds, public parks, but they are all situated in a country, right? So technically, all the resources are national resources, like minerals, forest, wildlife, water bodies, and 12 nautical miles of the territorial water from the coast. Students, here 12 nautical miles will be 22.2 kilometers. Okay, so now I'll quickly take you to one diagram to make you understand. Children, what they told, from the coast, see, technically all the resources belong to nation, right? See this diagram now. There is one term written 12 nautical miles, right? So here from the land towards the sea, like we have Arabian Sea, okay, Bay of Bengal, from the land, from the coast towards the sea, 12 nautical miles, that is 22.2 kilometer of area, that belongs to our nation. Okay, that belongs to our nation. You can see in this diagram 12 nautical miles from the baseline, that belongs to our nation. Okay, now children, I hope national resources are clear. Now, children, next category is international resources, regulated by international institution, oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone. Children, now again, to make you understand international resources, I'm taking you to this diagram again. So students, you know this 12 nautical mile area from the baseline 12 till 12 nautical miles of the oceanic area belongs to our nation. After the 12 nautical miles, till the 200 nautical miles is exclusive economic zone. Okay, is exclusive economic zone. So those are the resources. Very importantly, children, you have to understand they are part of exclusive economic zone. Okay, they are, students, see, after the 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zone, the resources which are available, they don't belong to any country. They don't belong to any country. Okay, so after the 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zone, the resources, just the sea area which is there, they don't belong to any country. No country have right over it except the international institution. Okay, I hope you are understood with these 2 resources, national and international. Now, taking you to the next category by the status of development. Children, by the status of development, we again have 4 very important resources: potential resource, developed resource, stock, and reserve. So you need to know and you need to understand the difference between all 4, right? So first is potential resource. Students, have you heard any time anyone telling you this boy has potential, right? Or this girl has potential? But sometimes you have potential, but you are not fully utilizing your potential. Same is the case with potential resources. They are found in the region, but not fully utilized. Like I give you example, Rajasthan, Gujarat have enormous wind and like winds and solar energy, right? Have enormous prospects of wind and solar energy, but they are not utilized to the fullest. Okay, they are not utilized to the fullest. So that is why they are called potential resources. Now children, again I'm repeating, potential resources means resources are there, they are found in the region but not fully utilized. Now developed resources are those children whose quality and quantity are ready for use, and even they are in use with the use of technology. Whatever technology is available, they are in use. Okay, they are ready to use, we are using them also. So they are developed resources. Now stock and reserve, the very two important resources. Stock means materials with potential to satisfy need but lacking technology. Children, there are few materials which have a lot of potential, but we don't have technology. Like I give you example, water is a compound made up of two important gases, hydrogen and oxygen. So those hydrogen and oxygen, they are the gases which are very rich source of energy, but we don't have technology to make full use of, right? So that is why they are stock. Now reserve means they are like the opposite of stock. They can be put into use with the existing technology, but their use have not been started. Children, have we are not seeing more, even the river water is utilized. Like we know the river water is utilized for making dams, but there are some ponds, there are some small rivers that can also be utilized, right, for making hydroelectricity, but that is not started, that is not happening. So that is why they are reserved. Understood? I hope I am clear with this. So now children, this was your part 1. Okay, this was your part 1. So children, we are done with the part 1, and today you learned about what do you mean by resources and what are the different type of resources. So children, now wait for the second part. Okay, and till that, do subscribe my channel Divya Singhi Social Lab. Stay connected and stay tuned for the next PPT. See you all soon. Thank you all.